Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 3938 RC US26D. This is a latch bolt is what this is. This is a 5-inch backset latch bolt. 5-inch is not uncommon. You don't run into it often, but when you do, they certainly are very much out there. In terms of residential lock applications, you will see them. Homes built in the 1950s and 60s very often had unusual backset lengths. I don't see them necessarily in new construction very often because it's just not in vogue like it was. The home that I grew up in that was built in the early 1960s, that backset was, don't quote me because I don't remember, but it may have been 12-inch or 8-inch. I don't know, I think that was an arrow lock that was on that door, or a Schleg lock, and it had a really nice escutcheon, about 8-inch diameter, like a flower sunburst sort of sculpted, really beautiful with the knob sitting in the center of it. When you add those sorts of decorative escutcheons, you need to move the lock over, and longer backsets do that. So from residential decorative sorts of material all the way to like a hospital push-pull latch. You are going to walk into a door, you can literally hit it with your elbow, with the palm of your hand, with the back of your elbow, and in order to get those push-pull latches where you push it or you pull it to operate the door, you want to move them over from the frame so you've got more room to get your elbow on that. The point of using things other than your hands, because you just sanitized your hands before you walk into the room. So using other parts is why that's that way. So this is obviously a tubular style, and I say that because of the construction of the latch bolt is, of course, conducive or compatible with what would be called tubular, where the operating spindle of the lock actually runs through the latch bolt rather than engaging the end of the latch bolt like you'd see in a cylindrical lock. So a tubular lock. This is the 3938, and that means a 5-inch backset. The RC means radiused corner. Those corners are radius. That's a 1/4-inch radius. That would be typical and common when you are mortising a door with a 1/2-inch router bit and you don't square the corners like many door pre-hanging shops will leave it at. 2 1/4 tall, 1 inch wide, has a latch projection of, it's supposed to be 1/2 inch. Looks like it's just technically shy on that. That ought to be 1/2 inch. Well, okay, now I'm curious to know, because it is listed for use on fire doors, and I've never heard of a latch throw less than 1/2 inch. Oh, wow. Good for you guys. 4/1000ths of an inch to spare. So 1/2 inch latch throw. Excellent. Good work. This will be used on keyed function locks. When that deadlocking tab is held retracted, you can't push that bolt in like you could otherwise. So when you install this, make sure the deadlocking tab is retained on the face of the strike plate and doesn't fall in to the lock at all. This bolt is available in different finishes. Let's switch to the screen view where we can take a look at those options. Okay, this is the lock that we're looking at, the Hager 3938. It's going to be available in a square corner, obviously, as well. But this bolt can be done in US 10 satin bronze, US 10B oil rub bronze, US 26 polished chrome, 26D satin chrome, US 3 polished brass, US 4 satin brass. Now, this is the item that we are looking at. This will be used in keyed functions because it's a deadlocking latch bolt with that tab. Your 80 function is a storeroom, 70 is a classroom, 53 is an entry function. I doubt this lock is a 53 function. I doubt that very much. It might be a, well, I don't recall when it's only a turn button only. A 53 means it's a push turn button. I doubt this lock is a push turn button. Let's click on the link to the product catalog and take a look at this tubular 3600 series. This is the lock that obviously works with. Okay, so I'm obviously looking for a 3600 series reference where we can Hager 3653. I'm sorry, yeah, 36. Okay, I don't see. The point I'm driving at is that this is likely a turn button on the inside. We just pulled up the manufacturer's site so we can take a look at the. Probably like to see the installation instructions. Yeah, that's just going to be a turn button. So what I'm driving at is a 53 is a 53 by Schlage is a push turn button. This would be a turn button only, which means that every time you put the key in and turn the lock, you're going to unlock that turn button. You have to turn the key back the opposite direction to relock that lock, is how this is going to work. A 53 function by Schlage can stay in the locked position. So it's a bit of an overreach calling it a 53. Unless there's something about that tubular lock that I'm unaware of. But the point of the matter is the link to the product catalog will allow you to review the entire 3600 series locks, which is helpful. But will get you to the accessory material as well. Other latch bolts, 2 3/8, 2 3/4, 5-inch, adjustable style. The 3 different strikes, a T strike, a full lip or a D strike, and then the 4 7/8 ASA strike. Radius corner. They don't list a radius corner as a 5-inch backset here, but they do in the price list, is why we have it. They do in the price list. Drive-in latch is here if you're drilling just a 1-inch round hole. Okay. Very common material. This faceplate adapter is nice if you were installing this lock or a lock with a 1-inch wide faceplate, like you would have. They have a. They're adjustable, 2 3/8, 2 3/4. If you were putting that lock onto a metal door with a 1-inch wide faceplate, you'd want to order that faceplate adapter because that'll pick it up to 1 1/8. So, nice handy document, resource document that's here. Now, back to the page that we're looking at. This is the link to the manufacturer's page here. When we go ahead and click on that, this page is going to load. And this page will allow us to review not only all of the Hager products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the current product catalog that's there. Other encyclopedic documents, such as the Hager Keying Service Manual, is here. And that's an interesting document if you are a locksmith or someone otherwise just interested in the keying technology platform employed by Hager, their proprietary in-house keying system. That's all detailed here. That's an interesting dive into what they do with a key that features both a shoulder and a tip stop. Okay, I made a video reviewing that system here as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, the name Hager is quite synonymous with lots of things. Their namesake, Hager Hinge. I think they're known as Hager Companies now, but I'll always know them as Hager Hinge. Primarily a hinge company. Everything under the sun, really, when it comes to commercial hinges and residential. They have a tremendous offering of residential hinges as well. But Hager hasn't always offered so many different product categories that they do now. From Hager, you can get everything for the door and frame except the door and frame itself. The hinges, the lock sets, the exit devices, the electrified hardware, the door closers, the trim and auxiliary hardware, the signage, the accessory hardware, the sliding door hardware, the Roton continuous geared hinges, other items as well. They are continually refining their processes. I believe, based on their behavior, it seems to me that Hager wants to be a player on a global scale and compete against those people that are doing it in a very dominating fashion. And that's good for Hager in the sense that they do have a loyal customer following. I have clients that call and say, yeah, I want that Hager lock. Okay, well, I check with the factory and the lead time's 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, can you do it any faster? Well, no, not really. That's what Hager said. That's the lead time. I don't have it in stock. I do have this other lock, not Hager. Oh, no, I'll wait for the Hager lock. And I experience that all the time. I can't exactly put my finger on it. I would not doubt that it's because it's a quality product, etc. It's what they already have installed. Maybe it's because their salespeople do a good job at promoting the product as well. I, have not encountered any problems with their lock sets or their door closers. Very occasionally, I do see a hinge that I'm not particularly enamored with. I've had 1 or 2 times where hinges have had to go back to be remanufactured. But let's face it, that's with any company that you're going to deal with. So that's a 5-inch latch bolt for the 3600 series and a radius corner. Any questions on the 3938 or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. Screws are also included, 832 wood combination machine thread flat undercut screws. Any questions on this or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.